The Financial Mirror Challenge is a workshop that I run every once in a while that's designed to get you to whatever the next level is in your personal finance journey. And it's ambiguous like that on purpose, and I'm going to explain why in a couple slides here. And also why a lot of the things that I'm seeing in terms of, hey, let me help you get started here are not really working out as well as they should be working. So the Financial Mirror Challenge is really designed to allow 4 things to happen. The first is that you know yourself better. One of the biggest things that you're going to have to do, and challenging things, I think, is getting to know yourself better. And money, it turns out, is a great way to, is a great channel in which to know yourself better. The second thing that happens is that you see money as a tool rather than an end. Now, everybody knows this. Everybody knows, yeah, it's not money that I'm after. It's a tool to get me to where I want to go. But if you look at how we live our lives, most of us don't really believe that. We still see money as the end. That's why we dream about winning the lottery or getting a huge inheritance, or our companies get huge IPOs or something. Like, we have a bunch of money and then we think, okay, our life is going to be changed in some very fundamental way. And if you look at this, you're going to see this a lot out in the world. Like, I was out getting my tires aligned, and this is exactly the current state to desired state model here, right? I make it a little bit bigger. If you just overlay, the current state over there and the desired state over there, this ad reads exactly the same way. This is where you're at, potentially, and this is where you want to be. And what's in the middle? Well, in the middle is the products and services that the company sells. All right, but anyway, next is you're going to become naturally more curious and excited about money. So you won't have to go and view a motivational post every day to encourage yourself to check your budget or track your spending or set goals for next year or whatever. It's sort of going to be more intrinsically coming from the inside of you, rather than having to download a bunch of motivational stuff and then using that to progress your life. And finally, you're gonna build a foundational piece that's necessary for a great financial life to be built on top of. A lot of people will start with one component, or they go to a workshop and do one little thing, and that thing is great, but you're missing out on the kind of a more foundational thing. This workshop is going to serve to build a foundational piece. It's not a particular thing. We're not, the end result of this workshop is not going to be, oh, you should go budget, or, oh, you should make more money, or, oh, you should get a second job, or I don't know, whatever it is, right? You're building a foundation on top of which you are going to decide what it is that goes there. The other thing might happen is that you might feel like shit. The first time I did this, actually I can show you this real quick. So this workshop is inspired by the very, very first thing that I can remember doing when it comes to, changing my financial life. Back in 2015, I believe this was, I decided to look at every single thing that I'd ever purchased on Amazon. And I went through my purchase history. I started at the very first one and then just went through everything that I bought. And I asked myself, why did I buy it? And where is it now? And I was pretty stunned, because most of the things that I had bought, probably 80 or 90% of the things that I had bought, I don't even remember buying. I don't know why I bought them. And I have no idea where they are now. Most of these things I don't even have anymore. And five years ago in 2015, I think I started Amazon, my first purchase, 2011. We're in 2010. So, or 2009, okay. That was the first thing I bought on Amazon. 6 years, and most of those things are completely gone. But anyway, so I kind of, you might feel like shit after you go through the workshop, and that is something that is normal. All right, so I want to talk about why this works real quick, because it's an important concept. Traditionally, what people will do is say, hey, you need to start with making a budget. like download Mint, start tracking your transactions, or whatever, right? That's where most people start. And then they say that because, yeah, the budget is an important component of your personal financial system, and it's supposed to output several things. Your budget wants to tell you how much money you have coming in, coming out, and it allows you to do some financial planning as well. So most people will try and start here at the budget, right? They'll try and like say, okay, the first thing that you got to do is make a budget. But a lot of people have made a budget and they get these things and then they're like, okay, am I good now? Like, is that it? And the answer is no. Because the budget has some inputs. But when you talk about like, what is it that goes into the budget? I mean, you'll think of like categories, how much for each category. Those are the mechanical inputs for a budget. There's something else. There's another input that you need for the budget. Nobody really knows what that is, or the financial industry doesn't understand what this is. Because they think like, oh, the budget is something that we start with and everybody just needs to do a budget. It's not sexy, it's not fun, but hey, you just gotta do it. So why this works so much better than just starting with a budget or any other old like thing that you need to do is that the financial mirror challenge ends up giving you a foundational piece which allows you to build your financial system the way that it should be built, the way that you want it to be built in order to accomplish the thing that you want it to accomplish. And if a budget happens to be part of your financial system, it might very well be, it might not be. You might not want to do a budget. You might not need to do a budget. You might maintain personal financial statements instead, like the income, cash flow, balance sheet, and that might be how you do it. You might not need a budget. I'm not saying that you're not going to want to do a budget, but you might not need it, or you might. I don't know. That's not what I can answer. I can't tell you what to do next. In terms of your financial system. I mean, it's called personal finance for a reason. Right? I can't tell you what to do, nor can anybody else. So that's why this is different. This allows for this to happen. And yeah, the budget has those outputs as you saw before, and then this thing has different outputs. This protection has different outputs. This has different outputs, and so on and so forth. So the way that this workshop flows is that there's a session. And then the session is going to have an assignment, some homework that you're going to go do and bring to the next session. That session is going to have another piece of homework that builds on the last assignment that you did, right? And that's going to keep going on and on for 5 days. The flow of the workshop, for the first couple of meetings, I booked 60 minutes. I'll book 60 minutes in your calendar. I'll keep the sessions to 30 minutes or less so that you have the other 30 minutes to actually go and do the assignment. If you want to do it right after the workshop, that's fine. But you could also do it at night or whatever, whenever you have time for it. But I've budgeted 60 minutes. I'm giving you 30 minutes so that you can do the assignment, and the assignments in the first couple of days are very doable in 30 minutes. This is what the schedule looks like on a bigger scale. We start on a Tuesday, 9 a.m., Wednesday 9 a.m., Thursday 9 a.m., Friday we meet at 9 a.m., again for another 30 minutes. And this is where you have a big assignment. The Friday assignment is the big assignment. So you get all of Friday to do it. You get all of Saturday to do it, all of Sunday to do it. And then on Monday we meet on the final day for a full 60 minutes. And that's what the schedule looks like. I think that's it. Yeah. And then we get into the actual meat of the workshop here. There's something else I want to show you. Okay, so I figured I could just show you this. This is one of the outputs, like the mechanical outputs of the workshop. And you don't have to do this. Like you'll see what I mean when you're in the workshop. But this is one of the things that potentially you will make. You're in a similar to an Eisenhower diagram, where there's the important for like task planning, except you don't have tasks in here. You have the amount of money and the amount of time you're spending for things that you say are important and necessary versus other types of category, right? So this is sort of like the mirror part of the workshop, okay? So it's a pretty cool thing, like provide you the template and all the sheets and everything to do this. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. If you have a different idea that you want to explore, then you can do that. But these are provided as the workshop documents. So look at just one of the attendee reviews that I liked a lot. From this review is where I put that you might feel like shit, and somebody else said that he might feel like shit if he attends this workshop. So attendee review. So he talks a little bit about why he engaged with me. I liked the money workshop because the YouTube course was good, but I didn't take any action. Very common thing that I hear. Like, there's a lot of content out there, financial content. It's great to consume it, but if you don't use it, what's the point? It's good to have some homework. I probably would have put it off for an eternity. A financial mirror is an icky exercise. Many people don't like looking in the mirror because it reveals all the wrinkles and fat. So it was good to have someone guide you and provide accountability. My view on money hasn't really changed that much. I actually don't believe you should budget. One should focus on making more money as fast as possible. Pinching pennies and saving is a slow way of getting rich. There's a faster way. The Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ DeMarco is a good resource for this. So I actually bought this book. I was curious about what it was. I looked on Amazon, read the reviews. There were some pretty interesting reviews, but I bought the book, so I'm going to read it. But anyway, so this is kind of, I think it's a good review. I thought it was an interesting review on the workshop. You're like I said, the output of the workshop is not going to necessarily be you need to start making a budget or you need to start doing this or tracking your spending. It's not a budgeting workshop. I'm not going to spend the whole time. I'm not going to spend my week telling you where to put your money. So I'll just wrap it up here because I also got to go. But this workshop is going to be best for you if you're not sure where to begin when it comes to personal finance. You tried budgeting before, like you have a Mint account and you log in every once in a while, or you've tried it before but you decided it wasn't really for you, like it didn't really do anything for you. You want to invest but you're not sure what to invest in. Should I invest in Bitcoin, stock market, stocks? What stocks should I invest in, etc.? And finally, if you'd live your life differently if money wasn't an issue. That's a big one. There's the top of my thing here is, what would you do if money was no issue? And I asked this question to a lot of people, and they give very interesting responses to that. It's kind of eye-opening, both for, I think, for me, for definitely, but maybe for the person that's answering the question as well. So right now, I'm using my newsletter as a way to let people know when the schedule is. So I'm going to put that in the description. Or if you're watching this on my page, it might be on the right there, Yeah. So if you're interested in attending the workshop, feel free to go here and sign up, and I'll let you know when it is. You got the schedule and everything. You know what it looks like. So, all right. That's it, guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.